What's up my friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we're making the Roffignac cocktail, a lesser known New Orleans classic but no less delicious for it. It has a little bit of history, a little bit of mystery, and it's extremely tasty, so let's dive right into it. Let's go! Alright, so let's talk a little bit about the history of the Roffignac. The cocktail was created in the 1870s after Louis-Philippe Joseph de Roffignac, which was a French count who fled France during the Revolution and made New Orleans his home. He also served as the city mayor for 8 years and he was responsible for the first city lights and paved streets. So good job, Philippe. Pretty impressive. Now, as how the cocktail came to be, some say that it was created as an answer to the rising popularity of the Sazerac back then, but we don't have any solid proof of that. What we know for sure is the Roffignac was once very popular in New Orleans, and after Prohibition it pretty much vanished, and that's where a little bit of mystery comes into its history. It pops up again in 1938 in a book called Famous New Orleans Drink and How to Mix Them, written by Stanley Archer, but the recipe he shares isn't quite right. It says to use rye whiskey, whereas the classic Roffignac was made with cognac, and a syrup which may be raspberry, grenadine, or red embering, which according to the book was the sweetening used in New Orleans a century ago. Turns out that was actually a misspelling of the German Emberessig, which means raspberry vinegar, also better known today as raspberry shrub. So over time, people started to make this cocktail with the wrong spirit and a sweet syrup instead of a tart raspberry vinegar, which led to a completely unbalanced cocktail, and in my opinion, that's the reason why this cocktail completely fell out of fashion. But thanks to the cocktail renaissance, a while back some historians dug deeper and realized we've been making it wrong for decades, but when made the right way with the right shrub recipe, the Roffignac is fantastic. The perfect cocktail for when you want something light, tall, and refreshing. So that's pretty much it for the history. Now for the ingredients, you're only gonna need 3 ingredients. I'm gonna start with cognac, raspberry shrub, and sparkling water. Now, I know a lot of people don't like shrubs, and I totally get that. That's because our brain is programmed to think that something that tastes like vinegar is something that might have turned bad, so it's definitely an acquired taste, and that's the reason why I created a different shrub recipe to help you acquire that taste. So I recently shared the recipe on the channel. I'm gonna link it up here if you want, and if you want to give it a try, if you are not sure if you like shrub, I'm pretty confident this will help you to like it better. So all that being said, that's all you need to make the Roffignac, so now let's build. So in a Collins glass filled up with ice, we're gonna add 1.5 ounces or 45 ml of cognac. It's a very simple build, you will see. We're also gonna add 1.5 ounces or 45 ml of the raspberry shrub. We top it with sparkling water, about 3 ounces. With a bar spoon, we're gonna make sure all the ingredients are well combined. And we're gonna garnish this simply with a mint bouquet. And there have it, the classic and delicious Roffignac. Cheers. So the shrub recipe I'm using, the one that I shared recently, has just the right amount of sweetness and tartness. And if you watched the video already, you know that I used both vinegar and citric acid because I wanted to lower a little bit the acetic acid, which is the one found in vinegar, which a lot of people are not sure about. And by adding a little bit of citric acid, which is found in lemons, we get something that's more familiar in terms of acidity, something that we associate with something refreshing and delicious. So it's really pleasant and more accessible, if I may say it that way. So it is very refreshing. We get a bold raspberry flavor. It pairs wonderfully with the cognac, and the mint garnish adds a beautiful and vibrant aroma. I love it, and I hope you're gonna love it too. So my friends, this is it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, to turn the bell if you want to make sure not to miss the next one. And until then, thank you very much again, and see you very soon. Cheers.